Hello and welcome back to Rogue Trader. We are inside a cultist den. We have cleared enough for us to get Argenta in our party. However, there's still more of the den to clear, more cultists to eradicate, so
is there money to be made?
Eradicate them, I guess. Although, wait a second, maybe there isn't any more cultists? Or there aren't any more cultists? I thought there was another area, but I guess there isn't. Was that really it? Oh, I probably could have cleared this last time.
Keep your eye on the prize.
Argenta was like, there's more cultists, and I just believed her. But no, there aren't any more cultists here. That's it. Oh, alright, well we're done here. To the Shadow Quarters. I guess we should probably explore the Shadow Quarters now. We've done the puzzle in here, which is finding this area. Maybe we should explore it from a, like, you know, let's see what else is here standpoint. That sounds like a good plan. Yes. Right. So, wait for it to load. And, let's see. So there's no loot anywhere. That's interesting. These guys are still broken, huh? That's weird. I'm going to go this way. Let's see what we got over here. The small nook in the stone is empty apart from dust and a few scraps of paper. There's evidence the cache once had a small door covering it and a locking mechanism. Okay. Let's get further in here. See what else is going on. Also, I just realized the cult is not the same as the Anver people that we fought on the way there. So I think there must be Anver people somewhere around here as well, like more of them. Probably worth investigating.
Keep your wits about you.
Hello. Greetings, sir. What brings you here? Did you want us to break our back? What brings you here? Did you want to watch us break our backs out here, eh? Footfall Utility Crew 3 is proud to work for the good of the denizens and the guests of the station. The man winks and salutes you with his flamer. What are you doing? Just burning rats and some trash and some parasites of other sorts. The district's under quarantine, you see. It got hit by something nasty, a disease. Or maybe it isn't a disease, just some bugs and worms what crawled out of some ship or other. It is a bit odd it happened here and not at the docks, I'll grant you. Things like that usually start there. They even spray the place with some gunk to kill all the bugs and worms. I guess something slipped through. Two families in that block way over there snuffed it, and the Liege wasted no time in getting the district surrounded so nobody could leave. So you don't know exactly what happened in the district? Disease, bugs, or something else? No, we don't. And we don't want to find out. If something nasty's cropped up, the right move is to contain it and kill it with fire, not go in and see what it is and why it's there. How exactly did the victims die? Who knows? They found them in their hovels already dead. Blue sores on their bodies. And they stank something awful, which is why the lot that found them didn't even risk looting the corpses. Good on them, I guess. Doesn't mean we let them out, of course. What measures have been taken to deal with the problem? You're looking at them. We stand here, burn the foulness, and we've got people standing guard so no one escapes. Put mines down, a whole lot of them, for the same reasons. The water, the sewers, all blocked off. Stop any communications going out. The air's open, I suppose, but the foulness doesn't seem to be airborne. There haven't been any strange deaths outside the district. Are the people trapped in the quarantine zone being provided with aid of any kind? Of course not. I mean, I heard Reverend Hieronymus has been praying for their souls, which sounds more like retribution fell upon them and rightly so. And that's the most they can do. I wish to enter the quarantine zone. No dice, not gonna happen. We're letting no one in. I'm telling you right now, bribes and intimidation won't work for me, so don't even try. You can file a petition with the Liege if you're so desperate, but my advice would be you go on your merry way. The Void's got plenty of nasty, dangerous holes, and you don't have to die in this one in particular. You'll go in and die, and that means I'll have more corpses to burn. He pointedly turns away. Okay, so that's something that I can potentially investigate. So what's that one? Where the shadows are deepest dissolves. This is a main chapter 2 quest. But, well, by that I mean it's not like, it's not being consigned to other quests. It's like, it's in the main list. Huh, interesting. Although I guess other quests could simply mean this is a quest which isn't part of chapter 2 specifically. And it could be a chapter, you can do it in chapter 3, chapter 4, whatever. Okay. Interesting. There are still people inside the quarantine zone. No one is prepared to help them. Local inhabitants of Leisure Footfall can help us with that. Okay. Interesting. Well. Ooh, there's also loot in there. They know how to get you invested. Loot. Let's look at this bit at the end first. Nobody's moving. All the workers are severely broken here. Huh. Lore Imperium. Adeptus. I'm trying to figure out what this was originally, but this is Amisus.
Success is the only outcome I
Administratum.
accept.
Under a layer of rust, scratches, and ancient paint, the silhouettes of long erased letters are barely visible. Undoubtedly, in the past, this filthy sign was adorned with the proudest name of the bureaucratic heart of the entire Imperium, Adeptus Administratum. But it isn't anymore.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Okay. What have we got here? The Martyr's Endurance. What is this? Before you is a compartment of massive void ship adapted into a living space. From inside the building, the clinking of glasses and numerous voices can be heard. Well, like a some sort of
is there money to be made?
Like inn or something. Tavern. Ooh, okay, cool. Tavern. I'm talking like it's fantasy. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. Let's go in. Hey, this looks like somewhere to be. Okay. So used to be Adeptus Administratum is now just some kind of bar. Okay. That's fine. Anyone
Rise
here?
to the top, or get left in the dust.
Tech use. Okay.
The machine god grants me insight.
My, this place has so many colors. Every shade I can imagine is floating in the air. Under the floor, you can see the remains of the void ship's life support system. It seems whoever dismantled the vessel decided just to leave it in place. Okay, that seems sensible. Just waiting for her to finish talking. Should be in like a second. Colors, you say? Next, she'll be asking us to take her on a tavern crawl. Spare me. She's called it a tavern. She's also stuck in the fantasy time.
My options open.
Right, let's grab the goods here. Oh, there's nothing down here. Okay, I was wondering whether I wanted to go top path or bottom path. There is only one path.
I always have a backup plan.
Something.
Ooh, that's cool. In we go. If we got anybody with a name. Bunch of citizens. Suspicious Prowler. I speak to the person called Suspicious Prowler. Hello. Yeah, that's, you know, it's a fair reaction to them speaking to us. What? Or us speaking to them. What? Medicate.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Stuck to the plates are lumps of sawdust, toxic waste that is sometimes passed off as ordinary nutritious starch. Oh, lovely. Okay, grab this.
Operation successful.
Just a bunch of sanctified chainsword engines. Okay. Bunch of citizens here. Stuff over there and the stuff the other way. Let's go this way
Keep your
first.
wits about you.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of scanning people as we do this as well. Just going, you got a name. Vagabond's something that we, yeah, we haven't seen before, but I don't think that means they've got anything to say. I once dreamt of joining the Adeptus Administratum. Didn't work out, but guess what? I'm a full-fledged member of the Adeptus Amisus. Okay. Ah, there is somebody in the center.
Is there money to be made?
Just want to grab the loot first. Where's the loot? It says we're on top of it. Oh, there it is. Right. Let's go around this end. We could carouse a little bit.
Experience. Nothing matters more.
The decanter used to contain a cheap amasec, which, for the sake of attractiveness, has obviously been enriched with deodorizing agent. Okay. And all of this is getting us like little amounts of XP, which is cool. How far are we off the next level? Yeah, we're fairly close. We're like 500 off. It's not too bad.
Always keep your eye on the
Another
prize.
name. Okay. Leftovers of pitiful food are stuck to the sides of the plate. We'll come back to that guy. A logic test. Oh, to use the cogitator. Okay. Can I go in here without people being mad? Yup. Alright. Grab the loot. More people back here. Thugs. We got an awareness check, which isn't guaranteed. Well, hello. What are we doing here? Oh, he just shot himself? Oh, by the throne. That's him, isn't it? The poor sap who got his tongue cut out by the anvers. That looks like somebody as well. That's the one. I think he was from the Casbalika. Well, his troubles are over now. Okay. Interesting. Potentially, like, mystery here. Let's do this.
That wasn't so difficult.
The upholstery of the dirty sofa moves slightly. A soft hissing can be distinctly heard from the depths of the furniture.
I always have a
Goods at the back. Master crafted power maul. Ooh. Okay. There was no mystery, he just shot himself, I guess. Okay, well, I guess we'll leave.
Wits about you.
Let's head this way. Thugs. With names. Okay, so we got Riza here. Might go in there in a second, you know? Like, once we finish talking to people outside. Let's do logic on the cogitator.
That's how it's done.
The menu system of the Adeptus Amisus looks eerily similar to the design of the internal scan of the fuel compartment. Someone has inserted new data into the voidship's cogitator left over from ancient times. Okay. I mean, that's kind of cool.
Is there money to be made?
I mean, I bet Pascal would say it's like some blasphemous heresy, you know, writing over the original programming or something, but whatever. Hello. Ooh, a portrait. Interesting. The burly woman with a wealth of fiery hair is in the process of tinkering with some unknown device that is crackling melodiously. She has a rough-looking implant in place of her lower jaw. As you approach, the implant begins to move as if independently from the rest of her face. Welcome to the Adeptus Amisus, sir. What can Octaviana get you? Amisec? Lo? Something more interesting. Octaviana freezes in place. It can't be. Are you Sister Argenta? The Sister Argenta, the one who has the worst scum on footfall shaking in their boots. The whole station is talking about you, and here you are, in the flesh, in our humble Amisectus. Argenta stops Octaviana's torrent of adoration with a calm gesture. No more. I seek retribution against transgressors, not glory for myself. Despite her words, you catch a glint in Argenta's eyes. You can tell she's enjoying this enraptured attention. What is this place? You're in the oldest watering hole in Footfall, sir. The Adeptus Amisectus is the only Adeptus one can find on Footfall. She laughs hoarsely. I'm Octaviana. I serve drinks, lend an ear, and when it comes down to it, quiet the rowdy ones. She sizes you up carefully. Folks usually come to the Amisecus for either pleasure or business. Might ask what's brought you here. My business here. We're better to do business than Footfall, am I right? Business is the only thing keeping this melting pot going. If this wasn't the best place to make deals, Footfall would have been stripped clean long before now, one asteroid at a time. Octaviana leans forward. Sitting at this bar often puts folks in a talkative mood, and I don't see anybody paying me to keep quiet. Visits from eminent individuals like yourself boost the status of my establishment, so I can repay you by sharing what I've overheard. Some of it might help you out in your dealings. Okay. Odd name, Adeptus Amisecus. Not very reverent. Octaviana chuckles. And what makes you say that? Do you know where you're standing? On the deck of the Martyr's Endurance, a sacred vessel once belonging to the Adeptus Administratum. 100 years ago, the bureaucrats sent a mission here to establish a department, set up some kind of record keeping to overhaul Footfall, made everything here follow 1 billion laws to the letter. As you can see, it was the Martyr's Endurance and its inhabitants that got overhauled in the end. I don't know what happened to them, but locals like to come here and make deals and count their money like before. In this temple of the Imperium's accountants, over there you can even see the signs being preserved. Partially. It's a dive like any other, no better or worse than the rest. She shrugs. It's the best Footfall has to offer, especially if you know what you're looking for. How are things here on Footfall? Haven't been to our fine station for a while, have you, sir? As per usual, there's never a dull moment. Either someone's getting shot in a square, or some rich guy's going on a safari to hunt commoners in the shadow quarters. Sure, the liege makes sure the local shenanigans don't get in the way of business on the station, but what happens on the outskirts adds a little spice to our lives. We make do, but the real trouble is, with every passing day it gets harder to find grub. I heard that some horrors are happening in the void outside Furibundus, that not all ships are making it here, and the liege's old patrons don't seem to be in a hurry to help. It's taking a toll on Vladim's authority, and if his authority wobbles too hard, he'll have plenty of people lining up to take his place. Okay. Give me the latest. This one might interest you. A tale I heard from a tipsy voidborn in a cargo barge. They exited the warp halfway between Furibundus and the Avorius system, and came upon a shuttle wreck adrift. The shuttle was registered to the Inevitability of Triumph, a merchant ship that disappeared decades ago. She was bound for Footfall. Her cargo holds brimming with valuable goods, but she never made it. If anything at all survived the shipwreck, it could be quite the lucky find. Here's another tidbit for you. Some poor sod was here bawling about how his crew tossed out a whole shipment of cargo along with the trash, and it was his fault somehow. He hid the fact, and once they docked at Footfall, he immediately went on the run. No surprise there. Had they discovered his blunder, he would have been executed. I don't know what sort of cargo it was, but the ship he served on usually goes between Footfall and Winterscale's realm. She passed the 100-stream crossroads in Langgreen's belt. If you haven't been in that area, you might want to look for whatever that idiot chucked overboard. That'll do for now. Okay, give me the latest. Latest is that there hasn't been a lot of drinking or a lot of talking. Maybe I can give you something good another time. Okay. It's been one thing after another lately. I figured I was due for some me time. Give me a splash of local hooch, would you? Octaviana looks at you closely, then takes a bottle from a shelf and uncorks it. The transparent, pungent-smelling liquid quickly fills the glass that sits between you. Pascal's respirator hisses quietly, and he says in an insinuating tone, "The alchemical composition of this substance is known to me, but never before have I come across such an unusual application. An exquisite path of martyrdom in honor of the Omnissiah." Let's do a lore Imperium check at it. Let's take a good look at it. The glass contains a liquid that is clearly made from spent protheum. This is moonshine, virtually unfiltered, that quickly blows the drinker off their feet, and when imbibed regularly turns their liver into a bubbling sponge. Okay. I'll drink it. The liquid burns your tongue, then your throat, then your stomach. It takes your breath away, but after a few seconds, warmth spreads throughout your body. Your head feels a little lighter than usual. Octaviana clicks her tongue in approval. That's the second time I've seen a noble drink the octane blend without wincing, but I won't offer you any more. I just got the thing set aside for such an occasion. Octaviana grabs a dusty, unopened bottle from under the bar and a clean glass. The amber liquid splashes against the crystal walls as she adds in a couple of black pebbles. The soft, spicy aroma tickles your nostrils. You said I'm the second person to drink the octane, or that octane blend without wincing. The first was Caligos Winterscale. That's right, the head of House Winterscale himself used to come here often. Impressive guy. True, whenever he and his officers came through the door, the locals would find themselves a hole to hide in. Drinks weren't the only thing his lordship liked knocking back. If someone so much as looked at him funny, he'd paint the walls red. Alright, let's drink. The amasec warms your throat pleasantly, and you can make out a hint of spice, a flavour of an oak barrel, and a distinctly earthy aroma. You feel a little more at peace, and you reach the bottom of the glass sooner than you'd like. Give me something strong. Octaviana shows you an empty bottle and makes a helpless gesture. I'm sorry, sir, this was the last bottle of that year. What can I say? We're all feeling the brunt of Footfall's shipment problems. Okay. Well, no doubt you picked up a lot of local knowledge working a place like this. Do you know anything about the Anvers gang? She gives you a searching look, then answers in a lowered voice. Maybe. Maybe I do know something. Let's not shout about it to the whole bar, alright? I'll be here long after you walk out of this bar, and the Anvers respect no agreements, laws, or other gangs. You look at them the wrong way, and you're dead. Anyway, to the point, those Anvers are scum among scum, most unhinged goons you can find on football, and even the other unhinged goons want nothing to do with them. They have no hierarchy, no territory, nothing, only a nameless leader, most of the Anvers haven't seen once. This leader sends them leaflets with inspiring messages. Followers are recruited by other followers. The liege tried to bring them into line, but it's like this. You clear out one group, and in the meantime 5 more spring up elsewhere. Like I said, no one knows who their leader is or where this leader operates from, but here's what I've noticed. The most recent Anver leaflets, the ones so fresh you can smell the ink off of them, they always show up in the same area on the big slum asteroid. Let me show you where it is real quick. It uses drops of liquor to draw a basic map right on the bar. Right around here, I'm positive they're printing their little poems somewhere in this area. I'll be going. Octaviana bows her head slightly. Until next time, sir. I wonder if we're actually going to have to come back to places like this for rumors. That'd be interesting. Also, did those go into my rumors thing? They did. Okay, so we got some rumor stuff in here. That's nice. Okay, cool.
Always
We're
keep
starting
your
to
eye
get
on
a
the
collection of
prize.
things to do. Hello, who are you? The flabby man in worn clothes is sighing slightly over a glass of murky booze. Only when he looks up to you do you notice his eyes, large, piercing, and full of sorrow, a stark contrast to his unkempt appearance. Could it be that someone actually wants to keep me company? Allow me to introduce myself. Gordey Skatov, architectural historian. You look deeply despondent over something. What happened? Gordey sighs heavily. Here I go again, pouring my heart out to have you disappear in 10 minutes, just like everyone else before you. But alright, here is the story of Gordey Skatov, the unluckiest historian in the Imperium. I was born 2 sectors away from here. My family was quite influential, which allowed me to dedicate myself to my great passion, the history of Imperium architecture. I spent a number of years studying every scholarly work there was to find on this art, and then, once I'd inherited my family's fortune, I travelled and documented the development of architectural thought on different worlds, until one day, oh that accursed and blessed day, till one day I came into possession of something quite special. Gordey pulls what looks like a book or an album with a homemade leather cover out of his bag. Both the pages and the binding look well worn. Here it is, my undoing. This is an authentic booklet titled Dewayne's Design, one of the thousands that were printed centuries ago in the times of Footfall's creation or construction. What a curious read. Please tell us more. As Cassia takes a shy step forward, Gordey smiles and shows her some of the faded pages. Footfall's founder, Lord Parsimus, was obsessed with his creation's grand design. This booklet describes in detail what Footfall was meant to become upon its completion. Dozens of asteroids turned into glorious palaces and temples, massive bridges spanning the void itself, the marvelous flying buttresses, the archivolts of the exterior arches, the elegant arrangement of the balusters, and the interior. Polar forest 10 stories tall and more than a kilometer long. Cyclopean light tubes that catch the light of furibundus and use it to brighten the halls in the hearts of the asteroids. Stained glass windows and mosaics, bas-reliefs and statues. Engrossed in his own description, Gordey stands up and starts tracing the outlines of the arches and galleries with his hand. Adira blinks sleepily, barely able to suppress a yawn, and starts looking around with a bored expression. I'll keep listening. Emerging from his reverie, he catches himself, blushes slightly, and loudly flops back onto his seat. I apologize. I got caught carried away, but you must understand how deep an impression this booklet left on me when my young self picked it up. I simply couldn't think about anything other than Footfall. I was ready to give my life just to see this incredible station. And of course, no matter how hard my friends and loved ones tried to dissuade me, I still gathered all my savings and set out on a journey. It is no easy feat to cross 2 sectors, especially for a common citizen, albeit one who has some resources at his disposal. I had to change one ship after another, at times being forced to stay on transfer worlds, waiting for a vessel headed in the right direction, or for the warp disturbances to subside. The voyage took me a total of 107 years. In real space-time, of course. For me it was much less than that, somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 or 35. And then, after all those years, having spent all of my savings, I reached my dream. Also interesting, so, yeah, in real space terms, that's interesting. So that could fix some of our, like, wow, that person's lived a long time kind of things. Like, we had, like, Abelard's really old, in our opinion, right? Like, he should be, like, he should look much worse for his age. But if he's talking about his age in real time, or things that would imply his age are happening in real time, but he isn't in real time for the whole time, that could explain an age difference. Okay. And what did I see? A dump in place of the exquisite portico. Metal anthills clinging to the columns. The marble tiles pilfered by paupers to use as cladding for their hovels. Gourdet hangs his head. It's been a dozen years since I came here, and I still haven't recovered from the shock. I had suspected that not everything from the booklet would exist in reality, but I never expected to see Footfall in such a sorry state, like stumbling upon the horrible, decomposing corpse of your beautiful beloved. Argenta's gaze darkens. The warp, like a shameless thief, is guilty of stealing the short span allotted to his servants. But what sense is there in spending half your life on such an enterprise, only to then lose your spirit and waste the remaining half on nothing at all? So then ink and paper too can lie and cause pain? Cassia sighs sadly. Does this mean that all I have ever read about will one day disappoint me with the ugliness of reality? But you're an architectural historian. Is what happened to Footfall not part of its history? Gourdet strokes his goatee in thought. Yes, Footfall's current appearance, slums fused together with the remains of majestic palaces, is a unique phenomenon. It would be curious to observe if other places have taken after it, thereby solidifying it as a new style of architecture, or if it still remains a local oddity. My word, you certainly know how to provide an unexpected perspective on things. Be that as it may, I just wanted to say thank you for hearing me out. Over the dozen years I've spent on Footfall, not one person has hung around long enough to listen to my story to the end. Such a delight to have shared everything that's been weighing on my mind. I'm as poor as a church mouse, but I still have something to offer you as a token of my appreciation. After studying the booklet thoroughly, I discovered something interesting. A ciphered message scattered throughout its pages. Taking the form of a riddle, it described certain places of interest on Footfall. I believe it is the work of the booklet's creators. What if these riddles lead to something? A wondrous discovery. I would gladly share what I've been able to learn with you. Riddles? A flash of burning, almost childish curiosity brightens Cassia's austere countenance. Tell me about these places the riddles lead to. The first location from the riddles isn't far from here. It's a bridge that was supposed to go through the center of this district and into the void towards the neighboring asteroid. Only a couple of its spans were built, but even those lie in ruins. Still, if the cache survived after all those years, it is there somewhere. The second location is the Lantern of the Great Cathedral. A lantern is a small tower on top of a dome. You've seen Footfall's atrium, haven't you? The whole atrium is just the nave of the former little cathedral. The liege's entire so-called palace would have fit inside what was meant to be naught but a single room. The great cathedral, had it been built, would have been even bigger, but alas, its construction was just getting underway when Dwayne died, and the work stopped. The lantern from its dome, however, has already been built and survived. It was brought inside the atrium and dubbed the Chapel of St. Drusus the Warrior. Oh, we've seen that, actually. We just didn't have anything to do there. That's all I know. I wish you luck in your search. Oh, I must take my liege. Good luck to you. Wonderful! Okay. Let's head over here. and have a look at the final room, which looks to be like some thugs in the final room.
I always keep my options open.
There's a little reward thing. It looks maybe to be for her. Hello. A woman looks to be in her 40s, and she is surveying you with interest. Her right eye appears almost black against her dusty skin, while her left eye emits a greenish light filtered through the smudged lens of a prosthesis. Her arms are tattooed all the way from the base of her shoulders to her knuckles. Ooh, and another portrait. Looking for something specific? You're buying or maybe selling? Don't be shy. Just ask. Old Riza knows all kinds of folks. My boys will fetch you anything your heart desires. Riza falls silent, though her eyes don't leave your face. Her expression gradually shifts from tactless interest to astonished deference. I know you, Malachi. Who would have thought such a high flyer such as yourself would ever land in our neck of the woods? The audacious schemes you pulled off, they're the stuff of legend. Even the Balika could learn a thing or two. For somebody like you, I'll offer only the best prices. The real deal. Hey! Okay. So, that's because of our background. Because we have the crime lord background. I'm assuming that's what she's talking about. Unless she's talking about us from being a rogue trader. But I think what she's suggesting is, with audacious scheme, she's definitely suggesting the crime lord background. Let's say Grandpa Backval says hello. I don't know what that is, but I assume our character does. Riza's face breaks into a broad smile. Hey, we gained a 5% discount on items from the Fellowship of the Void faction. Old rascal, I thought you croaked in the mines a long time ago. Wait a second, no. This one is the guy who was in prison. Who said, hey, go check out these people. Yeah, it's all clicking together now. Okay. Cool. That was in Act 1. I thought he'd croaked in the mines a long time ago, but old man Backval's still alive and kicking, you say? Me and him have been through a lot of interesting scrapes together, and ooh, all that weird and wonderful things we've still acquired. Backval wouldn't send his regards along with just anyone. You must have done him a good turn, and because of that, old Riza's going to give you a special discount. Who are the boys you work with? Riza lowers her booming, raspy voice. You heard about how Clipper St. Cognatius got hit recently. The cargo was cleaned out, everything of value taken. Well, that was my boy's handiwork. We call ourselves the Fellowship of the Void, an association of enterprising, like-minded people who help the upstanding citizens of the Imperium rid themselves of the possessions that are weighing them down. Notice Abelard's face twist in disgust. It would seem he has a rather strong opinion of the individuals to whom Riza refers to as the Fellowship of the Void. Well, terribly noble of you. Riza nods solemnly. It's a heavy burden, but someone's got to shoulder it, don't they? I'm glad you see where I'm coming from. What kind of goods are you willing to buy? Our tech is always the best. If it's broke, no sweat. We'll fix it or take it apart. If you score something so nasty that your fussy everyday traders won't even look at it, fear not. Bring it on over. Leave it to me and the boys to find the right buyer. The handling of sacred technology by laypersons uninitiated by the Omnissiah's priesthood is a Category 8 blasphemy. Incriminating evidence of profane acts perpetrated by the unit named Old Riza have been recorded for use in future judicial proceedings. She chuckles darkly. Do you mean to threaten me, Tech Priest? Well then, I'll keep a record of this conversation too. Wonder which one of us will feel the harsh hand of justice first. Will it be me standing in chains before your brethren, or you standing in an airlock before my boys? Let's see what you have to offer. Oh, so we got stuff immediately. It's got a serrated greatsword. On a critical hit, this sword inflicts 1 stack of the laceration effect. For each stack of laceration, all attacks of the sword against the same target deal 10% damage. We'll have that. We'll also have the medikits. Now our profit factor is only 22, so there's not a lot we can actually get here. Yeah, look how much the profit factor is needed for these things. I mean, they're really good, but yeah, we just don't have the profit factor currently. Okay. Well, what's this? Okay. That's pretty good in terms of armor. I'm just seeing like what's like near. When the wielder attacks over any ranged weapon at a 1 cell range, can also inflict bleeding. Does it actually apply to somebody? That applies to Argenta. This coat grants the wearer 10% power reduction, 5% armor pen for melee attacks. So kind of a damaging thing for a frontliner, and then like some elixirs that are very strong. Okay, cool. I mean, we could definitely like spend some renown here, but we don't need to. We're already at like level 2, but like there's just nothing to get. Okay, I want to have a look at this just a little bit more in depth. Okay, so you don't get the sword benefit. That's what I want to check. So I was comparing this to what Abelard is currently using. So you lose armor pen, you don't get the sword benefit, but you do get the laceration benefit. Okay, I don't think we need that. I think that's fine. But it's good to know. Also, this is not as good as the other stuff because we picked this up earlier. This would be for somebody who's using like a one-handed thing, however we don't have someone. Could potentially replace his Omniscient Axe, actually. He does a lot of damage. Yeah, well, let's just have a look. I guess we lose armor pen for doing that. Right now he has a lot of armor pen actually, because both weapons have a huge amount. Maybe that's his niche. Like this one though seems like it should just do more damage, right? Even though it's one-handed, this should do more damage. Yeah, we lose sweep, but that's okay, I think. So this should be him now. I also love the fact that this is a character who can use two-handed weapons and one-handed weapons. Sorry, can use two-handed weapons in one hand, and I have him with 2 one-handed weapons. The axe is so much cooler, though. But, I mean, like, there's really no reason to use it if it's just worse. What does sweep do? Inflicts bleeding on the target. Oh, okay. I don't ever use it, though. Okay. Let's go with that for now. I guess I probably, when I was looking at two-handed weapons, should have checked with Pascal as well. I think at that time I hadn't fully realized he could use them. Let's have a look in here as well. I assume we're allowed.
My success is an irrefutable
There we go.
certainty.
Cool. So we've now looted the whole place. We've been
Rise
everywhere.
to the top,
This
or
was a
get
good
left
place
in
to
the
go.
dust.
This was a good choice. Like we got some rumors, we got some stuff, we got another shop contact. I think I'm happy with that. Okay. Let's go outside.
I always have a
And
backup
is it the
plan.
bridge that's right here that we need to look at? We'll go back to the Shadow Quarters. Also, this is its own separate area. I didn't realize that. That this is a separate area that we can, I guess, travel to. Well, maybe we can't travel to it. Maybe we can just travel from it. But yeah, it's kind of cool. If it is its own separate area, that makes it a lot more accessible for coming back for more rumors. Okay. That's the quarantine zone. Okay, what were we told for this one? The destroyed bridge in the Shadow Quarter. This isn't the destroyed bridge, right?
Is there money to be made?
I don't think so. I'm just checking over in the corners. Do we even know where the destroyed bridge in the Shadow Quarters is? No. I don't think we do, actually. Yeah, I'm just doing a little map sweep here. Yeah, I think we're going to need a longer look around, but it's not here. Fallen statue of the Emperor. Could be over this way, I suppose. Yeah. So it does look like we're locked out. It might be in the quarantine zone. That's the problem. Let's head here. You've seen a lot of the rest of this. We might need to go wander around the outside, but I think we've seen most of this. I wish they tried to break out again, they're saying. Okay. Yeah, I think the bridge is probably down there, would be my guess. Let's just check the corners. That's a way down somewhere. Ah, that's a way out of
Always
the
keep
quarantine
your eye
zone.
on the prize.
I understand. That's the way we went initially. Let's go this way. There are some more goods. That's just another leaflet.
Keep your wits about you.
We go up here? Nope. Okay. That's fine. The whole reason we're coming along here is just to pick up any perception checks. The huge walls that rise above the chaotic buildings of Footfall are strikingly different than the small houses and squalid huts sitting huddled under the soaring arches. Okay. Cool.
I always have a backup.
Oh, this is where we did our combat. Wait, so what's the center path down here? Is it this path that I haven't gone down? Must be, right? Yeah, it's this path I haven't gone down, in the center. And then over here.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
It's a little difficult to navigate. I'm going to go down this corner. See if we got anything there. Nope. Okay. Grab the leaflet. That's fine.
Let us not dawdle.
Over here. Again, this is just kind of a perception check thing that we're doing here. Yeah, so there's nothing there.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Do another loop around the back here just to loop back around. But I think we've been everywhere now apart from the quarantine zone. So yeah, that must be in the quarantine zone then. Just double checking this area, but I think this area just leads to the fight that we did earlier. Yes, that would lead to the fight area. Yeah. Okay, cool. I love how there were all these symbols that we had to follow, but the symbols basically just led us on the most linear path through here. Ooh, that's an interesting symbol. What I'm meaning is like the symbols just led us like up here to like here. Right? So it's like literally just follow the path. In fact, we would have been quicker had we gone straight forward rather than following the symbol. We would have got there quicker just going down here and we would be there. Ah, interesting. And that's below. That activate is actually down here, not up here. Okay, cool.
I always have a backup.
So it must be in the quarantine bit, which means that we have to go see the liege, which I think is the only thing that we have left to do on Footfall until we start actually clearing down our quests. So, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to end the episode there, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.